What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports back again with another one. Former unified welterweight champion Keith one-time Thurman. Recently did an interview and he was asked a wide-ranging series of questions. And one of the questions that piqued my interest when he was asked about young gun, rising star in the welterweight division, Jarron Ennis. And he played crazy. He acted like he didn't know who the hell Jarron Ennis was. Who? Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. He didn't know who Jarron Ennis was. And basically this goes back to the Errol Spence Jr. when they threw him in his face when he was trying to secure a matchup with Floyd Mayweather Jr. You know, Floyd Mayweather Jr. said, fight Errol Spence Jr., beat him, and then we can talk about a potential matchup between you and myself. That's what he told one time. That's TBE. Keith told Keith one-time Thurman. So Keith remembers that. He don't want to go down that road again. So he basically pulled the old, I don't know who that is card. He put that card on the table. He pulled it from the bottom deck. So he don't have to deal with what he had to deal with a few years ago with Errol Spence Jr., who was in the same position Jarron Ennis is in right now. He was a guy that was a boogeyman of the division, a guy that was a rising young star, a guy that was looking spectacular, stopping people in dominating fashion. But he hadn't fought the top guys in the welterweight division. He hadn't even fought, forget about the champions, he hadn't fought the top level guys, like the guys that are top contenders in the welterweight division. And that's basically what Keith one-time Thurman was saying Errol Spence Jr. needed to do, and that he would look forward to fighting him in the future, but he needed to fight somebody. And he basically clowned Floyd Mayweather for even throwing him in his face like that. Like, man, come on, man, I'm trying to fight you. I'm #1 contender for your belt. You trying to throw this young gun at me? He need to do something first, but I'm sure when it's all said and done, we're going to get in the ring, we're going to mix it up, because he's got a bright future. I like what I've seen from him so far, but he's got to fight top-tier competition. And he got lambasted for that. He got ridiculed for that. He got raked through the coals for that. He remembers that. He's not going down that road again. That's why he pulled the old, I don't know who that is, card. He played crazy. Yeah, he played crazy. And that's what that's all about, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the interviewer said, well, look, man, Jarron Ennis, he fought Sergey Lipinets. Sergey Lipinets is a top 10 welterweight in the division. He was like, man, Sergey Lipinets, he's a one-trick pony, man. He got exposed. I knew it would be a matter of time before he got exposed. I'm surprised it took this long for him to get exposed. That's basically what Keith one-time Thurman said. He downplayed that victory by Jarron Ennis, basically saying that Sergey Lipinets won shit anyway. It was just a matter of time before he got exposed. And he's not surprised. So he said beating him ain't no great feat, basically, is what Keith one-time Thurman was saying. So it all, like I said, it all go back to the Keith one-time Thurman, Errol Spence Jr. situation. And basically, really, from that point on, Keith one-time Thurman wasn't looked at the same in a lot of people's eyes, a lot of boxing fans' eyes. They started turning on Keith one-time Thurman based on they perceived that he ducked Errol Spence Jr. I think Errol Spence Jr. was like 15-0 at the time. He didn't have as many fighters as Jarron Ennis had. Jarron Ennis had about, what, 28-0 or something like that? 27-0, somewhere in that range. So he actually had more fights at that time. That don't mean nothing, because you can have 15 fights and you could have been fought better competition than somebody that had 27 fights. They ain't fought nobody. They fought a bunch of guys with a lot of losses, and they ain't fought nobody. They accused that of Deontay Wilder when he was undefeated. He fought a bunch of guys with a bunch of losses, and his undefeated record ain't the same as somebody else that's undefeated, or somebody else even had a couple losses that have fought top-tier competition. So there's always that debate, and I understand that. But the bottom line is Keith one-time Thurman, wasn't gonna play that game with the media or play that game with the boxing fans with Jarron Ennis that he played, that he got put in with Errol Spence Jr. So that's why He basically did the see no evil, hear no evil. I don't know who that is. Who is Jarron Ennis? I don't know him. Yeah, no, who is that? So they can't say he ducking him, because he could be like, how you gonna duck somebody you don't know nothing about? You never seen fight. So that was a wise move. That was a shrewd move. Shrewd operator. Now we gotta start calling Keith one-time Thurman. Instead of calling him one-time Thurman, we gotta call him Keith Shrewd Operator Thurman, because he was a shrewd operator when asked the question about Jarron Boots Ennis. I'm sure he does know who Jarron Boots Ennis is. He probably hasn't watched his fight live, but I'm pretty much sure he's seen some highlights of his fights. I'm pretty much sure he's known that guy is making noise in the welterweight division. I think he knows that, but I think he was basically taking, basically he was lying. There ain't nothing but, ain't no kind of lying or slightly lying. Either you lying or telling the truth. So he was lying about that, in my opinion, because he didn't want to go down that same road that he went down with Errol Smith Jr. when he was coming up. Let me know your thoughts. I just want to do a quick video about that. Let me know your thoughts about Keith one-time Thurman. Does he really know Jarron Boots Ennis? Do you believe that he knows him, or do you believe what he said in the interview that he don't know Jarron Boots Ennis? Let me know your thoughts, and hit the like button if you like the content of this video. And subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And have a happy 4th of July, everybody. And I'll holler.